The security footage was missing exactly 17 minutes. Not corrupted, not partially damaged, just gone. A clean gap in the timeline, like someone had taken a blade and carved it out. They told me it was a glitch. I kept staring at the report anyway. The hangar had emptied hours ago. Ceremony lights dimmed. Applause gone. Even the maintenance drones had finished sweeping the confetti into neat, obedient lines. All that was left was the echo of boots that weren't there anymore, and me. I sat in the back row, still in uniform, the metal pinned wrong on my chest. I hadn't fixed it. Didn't care enough to. 17 minutes. I replayed the timeline again on my wrist display. Arrival. Debrief. Transition to blackout. Resume. No anomalies detected. Bullshit, I muttered. You're not wrong. The voice came from behind me. Calm. Low. Human. I didn't turn around. They told me I'd find you here, he added. They told me a lot of things today, I said. Most of it wasn't worth hearing. Footsteps. Slow. Measured. Not military. He stopped beside me instead of in front of me. That annoyed me more than it should have. I'm Noah Pierce, he said. Assigned to you. That made me look. He didn't look like anything. No rank. No visible augmentation. No tension in his posture. Just there. Like he had no reason to be anywhere else. I didn't request an assignment. No, he said. You didn't request anything. I held his gaze for a second too long, then looked back at the report hovering in the air. Then you're in the wrong place. No, he said again, just as evenly. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I almost laughed at that. Almost. Instead, I tapped the missing segment again, watching the blank space sit there like a wound that refused to close. 17 minutes. What do you know about this? I asked. Nothing yet, Noah said. Then you're useless. Probably, he replied. No reaction. No offense. Still here. That bothered me. More than the missing time. More than the metal. More than the silence in the hangar. I finally stood, the chair scraping louder than it should have. Don't get in my way, I said. I won't. And don't expect anything from me. I don't. I started walking toward the exit, then stopped just short of the door. 17 minutes. Still gone. I didn't look back at him. Then stay quiet, I said. Behind me, after a brief pause, he answered. I'm good at that. Noah moved into the adjoining quarters the same night. No ceremony. No briefing. Just there. I noticed it in small ways first. A second cup on the counter. My gear rearranged half an inch to the left. Still functional, just different. Like someone had touched my space without leaving fingerprints. I didn't say anything. Didn't need to. He kept his distance. Didn't hover. Didn't try to talk unless I did first, which meant we barely spoke at all. That should have made it easier. It didn't. 3 nights in, I woke at 0300 like I always did. No alarm. No reason. Just the same sharp snap out of sleep, like something inside me refused to stay unconscious too long. The room was dark. Quiet. But not empty. I stepped into the common area and found him sitting on the floor, back against the wall, head tilted slightly forward. Eyes closed. Pierce, I said. No response. I watched him for a second. Still. Breathing steady. Asleep, I muttered. Figures. I grabbed a glass of water, leaned against the counter, and let the silence settle back in. It felt heavier with him there. Not worse. Just different. I was halfway through the glass when he spoke. Jackson. I froze. The name hit like a reflex. My grip tightened around the glass. Rivera, he continued, voice low, uneven. Don't go left. Stay. I turned slowly. He hadn't moved. Still sitting there. Eyes closed. Same breathing. But he kept talking. Not your fault, he murmured. It was the order. I saw it. I let out a short breath through my nose. Seriously? He didn't react. Talking in your sleep? I said, stepping closer. That's what I got assigned? A sleep talker? No answer. Great. I leaned against the wall across from him, folding my arms. Who's Jackson? I asked casually. Old squad. Someone you left behind? Nothing. Yeah, that tracks. He shifted slightly, like the words were pulling at something under the surface. Should have stayed, he whispered. Should have stayed with them. I snorted. Yeah, I said. Join the club. Still nothing. I pushed off the wall, walked past him toward my room, then paused at the door. You apologized too much, I added, almost as an afterthought. No reaction. I stepped inside and let the door slide shut. The next night, I waited. Didn't plan to. Just didn't go to sleep right away. 200, 201. 202. Right on time, I heard movement. I stepped out quietly. Same position. Same posture. Same stillness. Let's see what you've got tonight, I muttered. He didn't disappoint. Chun, he said this time. No. No, you don't. You don't follow that signal. It's wrong. I leaned against the doorway, watching him. There was something off about it. Not just the talking. The way he said it. Not like someone remembering. Like someone there. Signals spoofed, he continued. Thermal's fake. Theirs. He stopped. Silence again. I frowned. That's it, I said. You build it up and then just quit. I stepped closer. Come on, Pierce. Give me something useful. Nothing. I crouched slightly, studying his face. Calm. Controlled. No strain. Weird. All right, I said, straightening. Your turn. I walked back to the counter, grabbed a ration bar, and unwrapped it loudly. You ever notice, I said, chewing, how command always says low risk right before things go to hell? No response. Yeah, me too. I leaned back, crossing my arms again. Kepler sector, I went on. Last month. Frozen relay station. They said it was clean. No activity. I shook my head. Turned out to be a weapons cache under the ice. Hidden tunnels. Whole damn network. Still nothing. Cost us 2 people before we figured it out. I took another bite. Would have been nice to know ahead of time. Silence. I exhaled slowly. Whatever, I muttered. You're not even listening. I turned to head back to my room. Coordinates, wrong. I stopped. Slowly turned back. He hadn't moved. Say that again, I said. No answer. I stepped closer. What coordinates? His brow tightened slightly. Grid. 7. Delta. No, deeper. Below it. My stomach shifted. Below what? Not empty, he murmured. Never empty. I stared at him. Something cold settled in the back of my mind. You're kidding. He went still again. Silence. I stood there a few seconds longer, then shook my head. Yeah, I said quietly. Real helpful. I turned away again. But this time, I didn't go back to sleep right away. By the 3rd night, it was routine. He talked. I listened. And I laughed. Seriously? I said one night, shaking my head. You sound like a broken comm channel. He shifted slightly. Don't send the report, he muttered. They'll what? I cut in. Erase it. Rewrite it. Welcome to reality. I leaned against the wall, smirking faintly. You know, I added, if you're going to talk in your sleep, at least make it interesting. He didn't respond. Of course he didn't. I watched him for another minute, then pushed off the wall. Unbelievable, I muttered. Command really outdid themselves with this one. I headed back to my room, already losing interest. At the door, I paused just long enough to glance back. He was still there, still talking, still hearing something I wasn't. I shook my head. Get better material, I said. And this time, I laughed. If you've watched this far, then this story is really interesting to you. Please confirm it by clicking like under this video. It doesn't cost you anything, but it will help me understand what story to publish for you next. Let's move on. By the 4th night, it stopped being funny. I didn't admit that out loud. Didn't need to. I still stood in the doorway, arms crossed, waiting for him to start. Same time, same stillness, same quiet room that felt just a little too small when he was in it. Let's hear it, I muttered. He didn't move. Then, access code mismatch. I froze, slowly straightened. What? His voice stayed low, uneven, but different, less fragmented. Override denied, he continued. Try secondary. No, they'll see that. I stepped closer. That wasn't random. That wasn't names or guilt or whatever ghosts he was dragging around. That was procedure. Specific. Pierce, I said sharply. Wake up. Nothing. Hey. I crouched in front of him, watching his face. Still asleep. Still somewhere else. Say it again. 7309, he murmured. My pulse kicked. That code. I knew that code. I hadn't said it out loud. Not here. Not ever. My jaw tightened. Where'd you hear that? I asked, quieter now. No response. Who gave you that? He shifted slightly, like something pulled tighter inside him. Not in the report, he whispered. They cut it. They always cut it. A cold feeling crept up the back of my neck. Cut what? I pressed. 17 minutes. Everything in me went still. The room felt smaller. Quieter. Say that again, I said. But he didn't. Just silence. I stood there, staring at him, waiting for something else. Nothing came. After a minute, I exhaled sharply and stood up. Yeah, I muttered. Real funny. I turned away, but I didn't go back to my room. Not this time. The next night, I didn't wait for 0300. I stayed up, lights off, sitting in the dark, watching the seconds crawl. When he finally settled into that same position, I was already there. All right, I said quietly. Let's skip the warm-up. He didn't react. Of course not. I leaned back against the wall. You like repeating things? I continued. Let's try something new. I let the silence stretch. Then, Kepler relay station, I said. No movement. Frozen surface. No thermal signatures. Supposedly clean. Still nothing. I watched him carefully. Except it wasn't, I went on. There were tunnels, hidden below the ice. His breathing shifted. Barely, but I saw it. Yeah, I said softly. That got your attention. I stepped closer. Command said it was low risk, I added. Observation only. His fingers twitched once against the floor. 2 men dead before we figured it out, I said. Because someone missed something. His jaw tightened. Or ignored it. Silence. I crouched in front of him again. Want to tell me what part of that you heard? I asked. He didn't answer. But then, not missed, he murmured. I stilled. What? Buried, he said. Deliberately. My chest tightened. What do you mean, deliberately? Structure beneath grid, he continued. Layered shielding. Not visible to standard scans. My mind started moving faster than I liked. That matched. Too closely. How do you know that? I demanded. No response. Pierce. Nothing. Answer me. He shifted slightly, head tilting just a fraction. Because you saw it, he whispered. I went completely still. No, I said flatly. I didn't. You did. His voice stayed calm. Certain. You just don't remember. Something in my chest dropped. Hard. That's not how memory works. I snapped. He didn't react. Then why do you keep saying it? I pressed. Silence. I stared at him. Really looked this time. Not just at the fact that he was talking, but what he was saying. Patterns. Details. Consistency. This wasn't random. You shouldn't know any of this, I said quietly. He didn't answer. Of course he didn't. I stood up slowly, backing away a step. Okay, I muttered. Okay, that's new. I ran a hand through my hair, pacing once across the room. Maybe I mentioned it. I said under my breath. Briefing, debrief, something like that. But even as I said it, I knew. No, I hadn't. Those details weren't in any official report. Not the ones I'd seen. Not the ones I'd signed. I stopped pacing. Turned back to him. You're guessing, I said. No response. Or you're pulling from standard patterns. Nothing. Or. I stopped. The thought hit, sharp and unwelcome. Or you heard it. I looked at him again. Still sitting there. Still quiet. Still somewhere else. You talk in your sleep, I said slowly. Then shook my head. No, I corrected. You listen. The room felt colder. I didn't like that. Didn't like any of it. I stepped back toward my door, eyes still on him. This isn't funny anymore, I said. He didn't react. Didn't move. Didn't wake. I stood there a second longer, then turned and walked into my room. But I didn't sleep. Not really. Because now, every time I closed my eyes, I kept wondering what I might be saying out loud. The mission briefing called it low risk. Of course it did. Frozen relay station. Minimal activity. Likely abandoned infrastructure. The officer said, like he was reading from something he didn't believe either. Primary objective. Deploy sensors. Confirm status. Extract. I stood at the back of the room, arms crossed, not listening to half of it. Didn't need to. I'd already seen this pattern. Low risk meant incomplete data. Incomplete data meant someone was already lying. Questions? The officer asked. No one said anything. They never did. Good. Deployment in 2 hours. The room cleared fast. I didn't move. Neither did Noah. He stood off to the side, same as always. No uniform. No weapon. No visible reason to be there. You're not coming, I said without looking at him. Yes, he said. I glanced at him. That wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't a request either. I exhaled slowly. You're a liability in the field. Maybe. That's not reassuring. It's not meant to be. I stared at him for a second, then looked away. Stay out of my way, I said. I will. Stay behind the squad. I won't. That made me look back. What? I won't stay behind, he repeated calmly. I'll stay where I'm useful. I almost laughed. Useful doing what? Seeing things you don't. I held his gaze. You're serious? Yes. I shook my head once. Fine, I said. You slow us down, you're staying on the ship next time. Understood. We both knew that didn't mean anything. The surface was worse than expected. It always was. The ice wasn't smooth. It fractured under every step, thin layers over hollow pockets that echoed faintly when you moved too fast. The relay tower stood half buried in frost, tilted slightly like it had given up trying to stay upright. Perimeter's cold, Reyes said over comms. No movement. Thermal's clean, Chen added. Too clean, I muttered. Johnson glanced at me. You always say that. Because it's always true. I scanned the horizon. Nothing. White. Silent. Empty. Just like the report said. That didn't make it right. Move in, I ordered. We advanced in formation. Slow. Controlled. Noah stayed just off my right. Not behind. Not ahead. Exactly where he said he would be. Watching. Not the horizon. Not the tower. Everything. That bothered me. Anything. I asked him quietly. Not yet, he said. Helpful. We reached the outer perimeter of the station. Frost-covered panels. Dead systems. No visible power. Looks abandoned, Johnson said. It's not, I replied. How do you know? I don't, I said. That's the problem. We moved closer. I stepped onto a solid-looking patch of ice. Stop. Noah's voice cut through sharp. I froze. What? He didn't answer right away. Just stepped forward, crouching slightly. Then tapped the ground lightly with his boot. The sound was wrong. Hollow. Thin layer, he said. There's space beneath it. I stepped back slowly. Chen adjusted her scanner. He's right, she said. I'm picking up a void. About 3 meters down. I glanced at Noah. You didn't even scan it. I didn't need to. That annoyed me more than it should have. Mark it, I said. We go around. We adjusted formation. Moved forward. 10 steps later. Left side, Noah said quietly. I turned. What? Ridge, he added. Far side. Slight elevation. Too clean. I narrowed my eyes. White. Flat. Nothing obvious. Then, a flicker. Barely there. Sniper, Reyes snapped. Down. The first shot hit the ice where I'd been standing half a second earlier. Contact, Johnson shouted. Return fire. Everything broke at once. Gunfire cracked across the frozen surface, shattering the silence. Ice splintered. Visibility dropped as fragments scattered into the air. Positions. I ordered. Use the terrain. We dropped behind fractured ice formations, returning fire toward the ridge. Multiple contacts. Chen called out. At least. 4, Noah said. I glanced at him. He wasn't looking at the ridge. He was looking past it. Not just there, he added. Behind us. My stomach dropped. What? Below, he said. Everything clicked. The coordinates. The ones he said. The ones I never told him. Get off the surface. I shouted. Now. Too late. The ice beneath us cracked. Exploded upward. Figures emerged from below. Black armor. Thermal dampened. Weapons already raised. Ambush. Johnson yelled. Fall back. I snapped. Secondary positions. Chaos. Exactly like he said. Exactly like. No. I shoved the thought down. Focused. Reyes suppressed the ridge. Chen, cover left flank. Johnson. Johnson went down. Hit, he gasped. Move. I barked, grabbing his harness and dragging him behind cover. Rounds tore through the ice around us. Too many angles. Too many enemies. They knew we'd come this way, Chen shouted. Because we planned it that way, I replied. And someone, or something, knew the plan. I looked at Noah. He was already moving. Not panicking. Not hesitating. Just adjusting. Tunnel access point, he said quickly. 20 meters right. Below surface. That's where they came from. How do you know? You told me. My chest tightened. Not here, I didn't. No, he said. Not here. Another explosion of ice behind us. Less talking, more moving. Reyes snapped. Go. I ordered. We pushed toward the right flank, covering each other as best we could. I kept Noah in my peripheral vision. Watching him. Noticing things before scanners did. Before I did. Every movement. Every call. Every adjustment. Like he'd already seen it happen. We reached partial cover near a fractured ridge. Hold here. I ordered. Fire exchanged across multiple directions. We were boxed in. Johnson groaned beside me, clutching his side. Not good, he muttered. No, I agreed. I checked my ammo. Not enough. Never enough. I glanced at Noah again. Next move, I said. He didn't hesitate. Northwest, he replied. There's a deeper formation. Natural cover. Hard to flank. That's not on the map. It's under the ice. I stared at him. You're guessing? No. Another shot cracked past us. I made the call. Move northwest. I ordered. Now. We broke formation, sprinting across unstable ground under fire. Everything in me screamed this was a risk. But staying was worse. I kept moving. Kept firing. Kept. Something slammed into my side. Hard. I hit the ground, breath knocked out of me. Pain followed a second later. Sharp. Hot. Grant. Reyes shouted. I pushed myself up, ignoring it. I'm fine, I snapped. Lie. Didn't matter. I looked at Noah. He was still there. Still moving. Still. Right. I exhaled sharply. Keep moving. I ordered. And for the first time since the mission started, I wasn't just leading the squad. I was following him. We didn't stop moving. Not really. Even when we hit the ridge Noah pointed out, even when the terrain finally gave us something solid to fight behind, it didn't feel like cover. It felt like delay. Set perimeter. I ordered, dropping behind a jagged wall of ice and rock. Chun, stabilize Johnson. Reyes, watch the east approach. Copy. Gunfire cracked across the frozen air, sharper now, closer. The enemy had adjusted. They always did. I checked my side. Blood. Not catastrophic. Not yet. Just a scratch. I muttered under my breath. You're lying. I looked up. Noah was already next to me. Of course he was. I've had worse, I said. That doesn't make this better. Not the time. It never is with you. I exhaled sharply, ignoring him, scanning the field. They're pushing from the tunnels, Chin called out. More signatures. 30, Noah said. I looked at him. What? Approximately 30, he repeated. They're splitting into two groups. One flanking left, one holding distance. How do you? Because that's what I would do, he said simply. I stared at him for half a second too long. Then, left flank. I snapped. Reyes, shift position. Don't let them close. Reyes moved immediately. Gunfire redirected. Grant, Johnson groaned. We're not holding this. I know. My mind was already moving. Fast. Too fast. Options. Routes. None of them good. I looked at Noah. Talk. He didn't hesitate. Northwest still holds, he said. But not here. Deeper. That's where they're hurting us. Yes. So why go there? Because they think you won't. I narrowed my eyes. You're betting on predictability. I'm betting on arrogance. Another shot cracked against the ridge, sending shards flying. Johnson flinched. Decision, Sergeant, Reyes called out. I made it. Move. I ordered. We push northwest. Tight formation. Don't break. You're serious? Chin said. No better option, I snapped. Go. We moved. Again. Under fire. Everything in me hated it. Running blind into something not on the map. Something Command didn't mention. Something he knew about. I kept Noah in sight. Not behind me. Not anymore. Beside me. Where I could see him. Where I could trust him. That thought hit harder than the bullet. I shoved it aside. Focus. We reached the deeper formation faster than expected. The terrain shifted. Ice giving way to dense crystalline structures. Sharp angles creating natural choke points. Positions. I ordered. We dropped into cover. This time, it held. For now. Johnson, I asked. Still alive, he grunted. Good enough. I checked my rifle. Low. Always low. Noah crouched beside me, already reloading a spare mag I hadn't even handed him. You don't hesitate, he said quietly. Not part of the job. You should. I glanced at him. You should talk less. Probably. He passed the mag back. I took it without thinking. That bothered me. The ease of it. The assumption. They're adjusting again, he said. Of course they are. Closer this time. How close? Too close. I almost smiled at that. Almost. Then, movement. Right side. Contact. Reyes shouted. Fire erupted again. Closer. Louder. More desperate. We held. Barely. Seconds stretched. Minutes maybe. Didn't matter. It was all the same in a fight. Then, Noah went still. Completely still. I noticed immediately. What? I snapped. He didn't answer. Just listened. Like before. Like when he was asleep. That same look. That same. Knowing. There's a shift, he said finally. Where? Behind them. I frowned. What? They're pulling back. Why? They're not, he corrected. They're repositioning. For what? He looked at me. And for the first time, there was something different in his expression. Not calm, not neutral, certain. Collapse, he said. My stomach dropped. Of what? The structure, he replied. This entire formation, it's not natural. I looked around. Sharp angles, layered patterns. Too clean. It's a shell, I said. Yes. Over what? He didn't answer. Didn't need to. I already knew. Fall back, I shouted. Now, get clear of the formation. What? Reyes snapped. We just got cover. Not for long. Move. No one argued. They moved. Fast. We broke from cover just as the first crack echoed through the structure. Then, the ground shifted. Violently. The entire formation began to collapse inward, sections of crystal fracturing and folding into themselves. Go, I yelled. We ran. Didn't look back. Didn't stop. The collapse followed us. Ice and crystal crashing down, swallowing the position we'd just held. We barely cleared the edge before it all came down. Silence followed. Heavy. Sudden. I turned slowly. The structure was gone, replaced by a massive sinkhole. Deep. Dark. Not natural. Not abandoned. Not empty. I looked at Noah. He was already watching me. You knew? I said. Yes. How? You told me. My jaw tightened. No, I said. Not this. Yes, he said again. Not here. But you did. My chest felt tight. Why don't I remember? I asked. He didn't answer right away. Just held my gaze. Because you weren't supposed to, he said finally. The wind cut across the frozen surface. Cold. Sharp. Real. I looked back at the sinkhole. Then at him. And you just stayed, I said. Yes. Why? He didn't hesitate. Because you didn't run. I let that sit for a second. Then, I nodded once. All right, I said quietly. Then check my rifle. Then don't start now. He didn't. Neither did I. We made it back. Barely. Extraction was louder than usual. Close air support tearing across the sky. The shuttle dropping fast. Engines screaming as if it didn't want to stay in that air any longer than necessary. No one talked on the way up. No one needed to. Johnson was alive. Chin kept her arm. Reyes didn't look at me once. And Noah, he just sat across from me. Watching. Not like before. Not distant. Not detached. Present. That was worse. Debrief lasted 3 hours. Command wanted everything. Explain the failure in initial scans. Explain the hostile presence. Explain the structural collapse. I gave them what they asked for. Flat. Clean. Efficient. No speculation. No mention of him. No mention of the coordinates. No mention of the fact that I knew something I wasn't supposed to know. Across the room, Noah stayed silent. Like he always did. Observing. Waiting. Later, in the corridor, I stopped walking. Didn't plan to. Just stopped. He stopped too. Of course he did. You knew before we landed, I said. Not a question. Yes. I didn't look at him. How long? A few nights. I let out a slow breath. And you didn't think to mention it while I was awake. I did. That made me turn. When you didn't believe me. I stared at him, then looked away again. Fair. Silence settled between us. Not empty. Just different. Heard everything. I said finally. Didn't you? Yes. Every word. Every detail. Every. What exactly did I say? I asked. He didn't answer right away. I noticed that. Pierce. You don't want the full version, he said. That's not your call. No, he agreed. It isn't. A pause. Then, you talked about the relay before it was in your mission file, he said. Coordinates. Structural inconsistencies. Access routes. My chest tightened. I never filed that. I know. Then how? You saw it, he said again. Before. I shook my head. No. That's not possible. You also said that. I exhaled sharply. This isn't a joke. I'm not joking. I looked at him. Really looked this time. No deflection. No sarcasm. No uncertainty. Just truth. Or something close enough to it. You're telling me I had access to classified information that I don't remember seeing. Yes. And I talked about it in my sleep. Yes. And you just listened. Yes. I let out a quiet, humorless laugh. That's insane. It worked. I didn't argue with that. Couldn't. Because we were alive. Because my team was alive. Because he knew. I leaned back against the wall. Why me? I asked. That wasn't about the mission. He knew it. I chose you, he said. I looked at him again. Yeah, I got that part. No, he said. I chose you. I frowned. What does that mean? It means I requested this assignment. That hit differently. Why? He didn't answer immediately. I noticed that too. Then, because you were already carrying something you didn't understand, he said, and no one else was paying attention. I stared at him. That's not a reason. It is for me. I pushed off the wall. Try again. He held my gaze. I had a previous assignment, he said. Didn't end well. What happened? I got too involved. I let that sit for a second. That's your job. Not like that. I studied him. What does that mean? It means I stopped observing, he said, and started choosing. Choosing what? People. Silence. That wasn't standard protocol. That wasn't allowed. And command didn't like that, I said. No. So they reassigned you. Yes. To me. Yes. I exhaled slowly. And you decided to do it again. Yes. That should have annoyed me. Should have set off every warning I had. Instead, it didn't. Why? I asked again. This time, he didn't hesitate. Because of the way you talk when you think no one's listening. My jaw tightened. You mean when I'm asleep? Yes. I looked away. That's not exactly consent. No, he said. It isn't. A pause. Then, but I stayed anyway. I didn't respond right away. Didn't know what to say to that. Didn't like that I didn't know. You said something else, he added. I glanced back at him. What? You don't just talk about missions, he said. You talk about what's missing. My chest tightened again. Missing what? Time, he said. 17 minutes. There it was. The thing I hadn't let go. The thing that started all of this. You kept repeating it, he continued. Over and over. What did I say? That it wasn't an accident. Silence. I felt it settle. Heavy. Unavoidable. What was it then? I asked. He looked at me. Steady. You tell me. I held his gaze. Longer this time. Then. I don't remember, I said. I know. That's a problem. Yes. I exhaled slowly. Ran a hand through my hair. Then looked back at him. And you're still here? I said. Yes. Even knowing that. Yes. Even knowing I might be what? A risk? Yes. I let out a short breath. Why? He didn't hesitate this time. Because you didn't push me away when it mattered. I frowned. I did push you away. You tried, he said. It didn't stick. That almost made me smile. Almost. You're persistent. I've been called worse. I nodded once, then turned toward the quarters. He followed. Of course he did. At the door, I stopped. Looked at him one more time. Next time, I said, you hear something like that. I tell you while you're awake, he finished. I considered it, then nodded. Good. A pause. Then, and next time, he added, you don't laugh. I held his gaze for a second. Then, we'll see. But this time, I didn't mean it the way I used to. That night, I didn't wait for 0300. I didn't pretend to sleep either. I sat in the common room, lights low, watching the same space where everything had started, where he used to sit, eyes closed, listening to things I didn't remember saying. Noah stepped in a few minutes later. Didn't ask why I was there. Just sat across from me. Awake. You're not sleeping, he said. No. Good. Silence settled between us. Not the old kind. Not empty. Not distant. Just there. I went over the report again, I said. The missing 17 minutes. And I looked at him. They're not missing, I said. They're removed. He didn't react. I saw something down there, I continued. Something buried. Something that wasn't supposed to be found. You said that before, he replied. Yeah, I said. Now I mean it. A pause. Then, you remembered? He asked. Not exactly, I admitted. But I know enough. I leaned forward slightly. They erased it, I said. But not completely. He nodded once. They never do. I studied him. You could have walked away, I said. Yes. You didn't. No. Why? He met my gaze. Because you stayed. That sat between us for a second. Then I nodded. Fair. Silence again. But this time, it didn't feel like something to avoid. I used to think this was a problem, I said. Talking in my sleep. Saying things I shouldn't. You're not doing that anymore. I know. I leaned back slightly. Because now I don't have to. He didn't interrupt. Didn't fill the space. Just listened. I remember enough to know it matters, I said. And I trust you enough to say it out loud. That felt strange. Saying that. But not wrong. Then say it, he said. So I did. Not everything. Not all at once. But enough. And he listened. Not like before. Not in silence. Not in the dark. Just there. Present. Real. Outside. The station moved like it always did. Orders. Missions. Noise. Inside, it was quiet. "You still think I'm a liability?" he asked after a while. I shook my head. "No," I said. "I think you're the reason we're still here." A small pause. Then, "Same goes for you," he said. I almost smiled. Almost. "We're not supposed to know this much," I said. "I know. We're not supposed to say it out loud." "I know." I held his gaze. "We're doing it anyway." "Yes." Another pause. Then I nodded once. "Good. No fear. No hesitation. No second-guessing what might slip out. Whatever had been buried. Whatever had been erased. Whatever we weren't supposed to know. Didn't break us. It made us sharper. Stronger. Together. And this time, nothing was missing. Thank you for listening to this story to the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Write in the comments what moment in this story impressed you the most. And also check out the other videos that just appeared on your screen. See you in the next video.